Hi guys, welcome back to another video, FIFA Women's World Cup edition. The round of 16 has concluded, the quarterfinals are locked in, so let's look at the results to see how my predictions went. I feel like this time around I did a lot better with my predictions than before. The only prediction I got wrong was Nigeria beating England in penalties. England actually beat them in penalties 4-2, but I successfully predicted the scoreline for France versus Morocco and Colombia versus Jamaica, so that's pretty cool. But before we get into my final predictions, let's recap my takeaways from the knockout rounds. First game was Spain beating Switzerland. This was definitely Spain's redemption game after losing to Japan in their last group stage, but I was surprised that their coach started a whole new goalkeeper that almost backfired because Switzerland's only goal came from an own goal by Spain's back line. Then after that, we had Japan beating Norway 3-1. Japan has literally been killing this entire tournament so far, winning every single game up until this point, but Norway gave Japan's first goal conceded with an insane header that literally blew my mind. It's probably one of my favorite goals so far. Next, we had the Netherlands beating South Africa 2-0. I was rooting for South Africa to get this W because of their performance in the group stage, but the Netherlands did suffer a loss with their win. One of their key midfielders was given her second yellow card of the tournament, resulting in her missing the next game against Spain. That will affect how I predict their quarterfinal game for sure. Then after that, we had the most heartbreaking, disappointing, shocking, soul-crushing, emotionally overwhelming game of the tournament. The United States women's national team, reigning champs, losing to Sweden in penalties. I did predict Sweden winning in penalties, but I really wanted to be wrong because losing that way, especially the way that they lost, is literally horrible. Sweden won by the thinnest of thin margins. One of the worst ways to lose that I've ever witnessed, and I really do feel bad for the national team, but I know they'll come back. Next was England barely, and I mean barely, beating Nigeria in a close game that went to penalties that I also predicted. I was surprised Nigeria couldn't get it done because England did end up playing with only 10 players for the last 30 minutes plus extra time. One of their players, Lauren James, got a red card. That was really confusing and kind of funny because I feel like it was so unnecessary. Then after that, we had the hosts, Australia, beating Denmark 2-0. The Australians played a great game, and I think home advantage will definitely play a big part in these upcoming games for them. Sam Kerr also made her return during this game after missing all her group stage matches, which is really good because they will need her against France in their quarterfinal game. Then we had Colombia beating Jamaica 1-0, which I predicted accurately. I was really sad for Jamaica because they worked so hard to get to that point and they could have went further possibly. The Colombians played a good game with a fantastic goal to win it. Last game of the round of 16 was France beating Morocco 4-0. I literally predicted that exact scoreline, but good quality football by the French. And although Morocco lost, they still made history being the lowest ranked team as debutantes to win and go into the round of 16, which is awesome. So now that we heard my takeaways from the round of 16, let's predict the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the World Cup final to close out our 2023 Women's World Cup predictions. So first quarterfinal game we have is Spain versus the Netherlands. This game is going to be a great game. I'm actually really excited to watch this game. Who is going to win? I can say Spain is going to win because of their last performance, but I can also say Spain is going to lose because of their performance against Japan. I think they're really good at scoring goals unless they're playing against a team that can stop them from scoring goals. Is Netherlands that team? I really don't know. I'm gonna predict the scoreline even though I'm probably gonna be off. I think Spain's going to win 3-2, 3-1. I think Spain's gonna win 3-1. Then we have Australia versus France. This game is going to be insane. I already know. I think France is gonna win this game. I don't even have to question it. Australia is a great team and they are capable of winning this World Cup, but France is just built different. So I'm gonna predict France winning 2-0 or 2-1. I don't see Australia and France going to penalties. Then we have Japan versus Sweden, another great game that I don't know who's gonna win that game either. I have full confidence in Japan, and Sweden's last game against the US dominated the game. They didn't really play as good as they could have. They kind of got lucky and they didn't score in that game either. So I think Japan's gonna beat Sweden. I don't even know. Scoreline wise, I'm just gonna say maybe a 3-1 or a 2-0. Then last, we have England versus Colombia. England's gonna win this game. I really hope that they learn from their last game against Nigeria. I want to say penalties for this game, but I also really don't. England wins that game by 1-0. Now for the semifinals, we have Spain, Japan, France and England. First semifinal game is Spain versus Japan. Anyone with common sense and that has watched this World Cup would say Japan's gonna beat Spain, because they already have. And I'm gonna agree with that. I think Japan's gonna beat Spain. I don't know if the scoreline's gonna be as large as it was in their group stage game, 4-0, but I do believe Japan's gonna beat Spain. Maybe a 2-0. Or maybe a 2-1. Spain might be able to get a goal in there. Second semifinal, we have France versus England. England, I want you to go to the final because you are one of the favorites. And it would be cool to see you guys get your first star. But I believe France is going to beat you. And I think France is going to beat England 3-2, or maybe 3-1, or maybe 3-0. Maybe England won't even score in their game. My World Cup final is Japan versus France. I have been wanting to see this World Cup final. I think it's going to be an insane game to watch if this is the World Cup final. I want France to win. I want Japan to win. But I think the French can take this win and become World Cup champions. And that'll be insane and super duper cool. But we have to wait and see how all these games play out. This is my predictions for the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the World Cup final. I can't wait to see what happens, what teams go through, and what team wins. So subscribe and like and share this video. And I will see you guys after we have a 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup champion.